Welcome back to Mega Man X Command Mission. Last time, we stormed the Far East HQ after Redips branded everybody as Mavericks. And now we're done storming the place, save for Redips' office. So, I'm just gonna show mostly the setup for the final battle. Just as a note though, you're gonna need DOA protection, so if you only have 3 of those, you might just want to stick to one party, cause trust me, it's pretty important. And on that slightly ominous note, let us proceed to the final battle.
Well, if it isn't X, incredible. You're still alive.
How could you? What are you up to?
Me? Well, let's just say that I'm in charge. I am the ruler of all Reploids.
You're what? Explain yourself. Under your orders, we went to Giga City, fought Epsilon, and successfully quelled the rebellion army. So that was all just a setup?
I guess you could say that. But I really must thank you for defeating that pesky Epsilon, making it possible to achieve my goal.
Answer me! What are your plans here?
I told you, I am destined to rule.
You're insane!
My, you Maverick Hunters are brave. Just what do you intend to do to me?
Redips! You Maverick!
Foul Mavericks, you will perish!
Alright, so, Redips is starting out with Code Red, and if you've been to the Eternal Forest, you already know and hate these guys. The red hubcaps kinda suck. So, Redips, 51,500 life energy, completely neutral on elements, 178 power, 146 armor, 133 shield, and 80 speed. Thank God he's slow. Code Red, of course, is his summon move. He also likes defending when he has the red hubcaps in play, making him very tedious to fight, but sometimes he does do things himself. If you're familiar with Final Fantasy, you might be terrified of the move Grand Cross, but don't you worry, it's not that bad, it's just a 2-hit attack. Ballistic is 2 hits against a single target, except it might also cause DOA. In fact, I think it might actually be guaranteed on that first hit, so that's why you want the DOA protection. And then Vicious Assault, which is just 8-hit fire against the entire party. So, Massimo might not be the best option in all this, huh? May not be the best idea. Anyway though, yeah, so, the red hubcaps. 4,200 life energy, also neutral on elements. 130 power, 100 armor, 100 speed, 100 shield, 26 speed. They have Zapper, which is more or less the thing they're usually going to do because it's just 3 hits to the entire party. It kinda sucks to deal with. We're farther away from where we were in the Eternal Forest, so they're not as immediately fatal as they were at that point in the game, but they're still not pleasant to deal with. They've also got Mega Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, and Giga Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, and Terra Fire, Blizzard, Thunder. I don't think they're able to SOS in this battle. That is something they could do in the Eternal Forest, but considering Redips already summons them, it's not like you won't be seeing more of them after a while, it's just that's the boss's job in this case. So yeah, anytime he is not defending, you're gonna want to be hitting him, because this battle drags on enough as it is. He is a pretty tough opponent, but yeah, since he's not always on the defensive, you're gonna want to use those cracks in his defense to do something like this. And he is getting debuffed a little bit, so it's not terrible. Probably should heal, though. So basically, yeah, my plan here is just... these three are gonna be my first line of defense. And that does make the battle a little slow, because I am trying to build Massimo up to hit with everything he's got. His action trigger does hurt quite a bit. The one big problem, though, is it does slow him down, and that's kind of the biggest part of this whole thing, is, Massimo not going frequently is definitely gonna ruin my damage output a little bit. And Cinnamon's not exactly a slouch, though she doesn't do huge damage either, so... once she's not really debuffing him anymore, her damage isn't great, and then mostly what she's got is healing. By this point, I can actually play a decent game of catch-up. With Axelon bait, I could theoretically go hyper mode with him and just simply not get attacked while still using baits. But that's... I've only got so many uses of that unless I want to use resources, which... I mean, we're up against the final boss, so this is, everybody knows that one Pro ZD bit, right? I should use resources, but I'm still gonna be stingy. I'm out of hypers. And use a recovery. But you can't buy recoveries. It's the final battle! But I only have 9 of them. In fairness, that's only a single-digit number. That's not many at all. That's the problem with this game, is the mentality. It's killing me. I can only have 9 of something. So since this battle is going to take a while, I would like to mention a little something. So, I did say last time that, the game is pretty ambiguous as to the identity of Redips and Spider, though there is a little something that actually kind of means that Redips is, like, the original and Spider's the form he takes. And like many things, it's a bit of character in one of the manuals for the OST. Makoto Ikehara, the scenario writer, did actually add a little something to the booklet, in the perspective of Redips, which I do actually find interesting. This is the English translation as provided by the Mega Man Wiki.
Not over yet. Sorry, I failed.
So, it wasn't anyone. It could become anyone, but wouldn't become anyone either. It wanted to become something above what it currently was. It looked down on them with the gaze of something transcendental. To it, they were incomprehensible and lacking in rationality. It hated them. It had strength. It wasn't hard to get close to them. It used them because it was thinking of gaining further strength. How stupid. It, now called Redips, muttered that, as he dispatched the final forced inspection hunter team. It was very easy to instigate them. Justice and evil. Both were equally worthless for it, but they were convenient concepts to make them fight each other. Beliefs and partnerships. It cannot understand either of them. They were ugly, illogical notions. But surprisingly enough, they betted their lives on it. They fought for it. It cannot understand, but it could make use of them. Everything proceeded as it had planned for. Soon one of them would find the strength that another of them had hid and bring it back. It would be strength to become something more powerful than it was. To make sure their plans worked, it decided to control the party from close to them. It had a target in mind, someone in a position who could easily approach them from either side. An outlaw of the law. Someone who also had concepts such as partnership or beliefs. Yes, this will do. It transformed into it as it muttered. I can approach both X and Ypsilon now. I mean, I guess that's still Epsilon. Anyway, though, yeah. I can approach both X and Epsilon now. Actually, no, that's probably more of a... I can approach both X and Epsilon now. It became the subject known as Spider, but it wasn't anyone. It itself couldn't tell what it was, but it was terribly distorted. So yeah, Redips is the first form that it took, though I do love the way it describes the thing we're fighting as just like a concept that can transform into anyone freely, but is just a thing without any true personality because it only wants power. Like, man, I really wish they'd managed to cram this into the game somehow. because this is really interesting, as far as motivation goes, of just... Literally, Redips is nothing. He has no true personality. He can take any form he wants, but, like, he's not actually a person. He's just a feeling. And it's just a feeling for just never-ending power. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up there, so... It does kind of imply that, yeah, Redips is kind of the original, though also... Technically speaking, neither one of them is the true form exactly. Like... This description, as much as it can, tries to make it very impersonal, right? Like, it repeatedly uses its, and it uses names sparingly as well, like, it will use Redips when it has to, it only uses Spider once, so... We really are just fighting kind of... a void of a thing. It just wants Super Force Metal. So yeah, like they said in the dev interview, Epsilon could control himself with Super Force Metal. He was truly a rebellion leader, who never faltered even when he did have power. Redips, he just kinda sucks. Alright, so yeah, first we're going after the red hubcap, though.
There it goes!
And of course, he just uses code. Honestly, as much as it sucks to have to deal with the red hubcaps, if you want to learn something from me, maybe it's just... You should be attacking Redips a little more often. It's tempting to want to go after the hubcaps to clear them out, because you're going to be taking a lot of damage in this fight, especially if he uses Vicious Assault, but honestly, for the sake of speed, offense is best defense and all, you might just want to slam him with as much as you can and just kind of eat the rest of it if at all possible. I probably could have finished that a little sooner.
So it takes more to beat you.
Ow!
Need more power.
Oh, don't say that to Redips, he'll take that as a challenge. Ah, Massimo didn't level up, darn. Ah well.
Who would have guessed that Colonel Redips was a maverick?
Last! What were we fighting for?
For everything, my maverick hunters. For your new ruler.
No! We lost R and Spider for this lousy creep?
Ah, Spider.
What? This can't be real!
My ears are burning. You talking about me?
Impossible!
Not impossible at all. Here I am! I must say, it's been exhausting playing
Buddy with you twerps. It was for my ideal, for Suprametal. Not a bad actor, eh?
That ability is the same as mine.
You foolish maverick hunters didn't realize it. But Super Force Metal can boost my shape-changing abilities. And increase my power to unimaginable levels, taking me beyond all others.
No!
Spider was actually just Redips? How badly have we been duped here?
We can't let Redips get away. He must not use the Super Force Metal.
Alright, so by the way, that door is a point of no return, so make sure you use that save point, because, even though we beat regular Redips, we've still got one more challenge left, and now we can't turn back at all. We just gotta keep going. So, yeah, make sure you heal up all that you need to, cause, we're not exactly in for an easy fight. Also, in case you were wondering, yeah, that's why I mentioned Spider in the previous episode, because he literally turns into Spider there, and look at how much time is left in the video. Yeah, I would not have been able to fit that entire talking point into these few seconds, because let me tell you, the rest of the video isn't a long hallway and we don't shoot Reddips to death in one shot. Would like to kill him so easily, but we can't have everything we want. Right, so we got a pretty cool view of the Earth. But once we're ready and we've re-equipped our DOA protection to characters who are actually going to be in the fight, yeah, it's time to face him for real.
Kneel down before your master.
Reddips, you manipulated us so you could get your hands on Super Force metal, didn't you?
You're right. You know how well Epsilon hides things. So, I took advantage of your top-notch abilities as Maverick Hunters.
Epsilon's ideas were dangerous. He knew all along that the use of Super Force metal involved the possibility of turning Maverick. But at least he was better than you. At least he wasn't a Maverick from the start. Reddips, you're crazy!
Didn't Epsilon tell you? Only future generations can judge whether we are Maverick or not. It is only natural that Reproids seek to evolve by improving their abilities. Evolve to rule the universe.
The universe? Whoa!
Surprised? But why should you be, my young subjects? You will be the first to witness the divine miracle!
Alright, and so we enter the true final battle against Great Reddips.
I shall rule over all, for I am invincible.
Alright, so I'm not gonna bother with his stats at the moment. He is effectively immortal because one of his shoulders is just healing him to full every time. No matter how much damage you do, it'll just completely heal him. I will, however, mention that his basic attack is called Phalanx, and that hits everybody. He's got a move called Deus Ex Machina, which is shot damage to the entire party, 3 hits, and Memento Mori, which, surprise surprise, party attack. That one will inflict everybody with just random status effects, and you better believe, given it's called Memento Mori, DOA is one of those things it can inflict. So, if you're planning on playing the post-game, you absolutely want to steal from Great Reddips right now. So thank goodness I learned how to do this, because it was bad enough trying to do a regular steal against Depth Dragoon. It just would not happen here. You need to be able to use Marino's steal in order to get the SFM Fragment Alpha. So yes, one of the Force Metals is actually just a Super Force Metal fragment. Keep in mind, yeah, it's a Super Force Metal fragment, just a part of it. It's absolutely not going to be relevant now since, you know, final battle, we can't exactly equip it. But let me tell you, it is incredibly powerful, and you do want that. Again, if you plan on doing anything post-game, unless you're doing a challenge run, you're probably gonna want to nab this. And yeah, there you go with format. I mean, that's cool, I didn't really have any going, so that's just a waste of your turn. So yeah, basically, Great Redips here just kinda hits hard, and hits fast. And we're absolutely using a sub-tank. We want to be very careful with our healing, because if you're not... I mean, you see those 3 turns in a row, right? Not all of those are necessarily attacks, but it's bad news that he gets to do all that. Right, so zeros are important to Tacker, let's remove that, though. He'll probably just use Memento Mori again. Nope, Deus Ex Machina, he likes using his party attack. I don't like him using the party attack.
Weaklings. Do you feel it? The ultimate power! The power of creation! To me, the very earth is nothing but a tiny speck. One which I shall rule with an iron fist.
Not if we have anything to say about it!
Bow down, feeble subjects! What do you think you're doing? You! Let go! Why, you!
Now's our chance!
Redips!
Okay, now for the final boss, for real this time.
Meddling insects!
Unfortunately, he gets first dibs. Yeah, you might actually want the force metal that prevents getting blindsided like this, because this very nearly just killed this run for me. Thank God he decided to use format. So yeah, by the way, if you did not get the Super Force Metal Fragment Alpha from the first part of the fight and you want it, restart, try again. And as a reminder, you need to fight first form Redips again, if you're, playing legit and don't have save states. So, at least I could start again from this point in case I fucked up. And let me tell you, I did, repeatedly. Because I had to have a good run, and I also had to steal well on top of that, twice. Because in the first place, he has the Alpha Fragment, but this form has Super Force Metal Fragment Beta. And much the same thing, you want to steal this, because it's incredible. Anyway though, so yeah, for real, Great Redips' stats, he's got 72,500 HP, completely neutral on elements of course, 165 power, 60 armor, 65 shield, 90 speed. He's still got the first 3 abilities he had in the first fight, but now he's got Codebreaker, you know what that does, it kills you. He can buy you a Deepened Pact, which deals damage to a single target, and that just ignores your defenses. And Carpe Diem, which deals damage and removes your weapon energy. And, oh yeah, and it also ignores your defenses as well. Just 2 of the 3 things he gets just ignore defense now. And also, one of them just kills you. Also, if you're wondering what his left shoulder does, it actually creates a barrier for him, so you are going to want to destroy his shoulder first. Take that down. He can, of course, bring it back, but in the meantime, beat the shit out of him as much as you can until it's up and running again. So, obviously I kinda burned through my hyper mode with Marino, but that was necessary to make sure everybody's alive, and also that I could steal his stuff. Wanted that out of the way, because I don't like doing that, even though I kinda learned it by this point. And now we just need to do the rest of the battle correctly, which, yeah, no, again, that I could have just gotten sniped at the start of this one, because I couldn't prevent enemy blitzkrieg. Now, once you have this battle under control, it's not too bad. I'm a little over-leveled at this point because of the Eternal Forest, but I don't think by too much. So, this is more or less probably the damage you're going to see if you're playing the game normally. Might be a little less if you avoided fights, might be a little more if you did grind, but either way, you better believe I'm going to be using my incredibly broken hyper modes for this. Why would I not? The devs said I could. They said it's okay. They put it in the game. It's fine to smash the guy who thinks he's a god with my cool hyper mode. Now granted, even if you don't have Ultimate Armor or Absolute Zero, just a hyper mode in general is definitely going to protect you from a lot of what he does. Yeah, I can use the rest of Quicksilver to make sure nobody dies. But it's, A, not the most useful, cause as much as I like Marino, she's not got the most damage output. And I probably don't have that much left. I forget how much left I have at this point. Okay, yeah, 1. And I just decided at this point, he's sort of close to dead. Like, I've burned through most of these, and by this point I probably got it in the bag. Of course, Zero's not going to get a chance to move until after he does, which sucks a lot, but what are you gonna do? There we go, great. Red Up's Lost Barrier. Oh yeah, and I should mention, the Super Force Metal L. Yeah, he's just got all the, mega abilities. No elemental weaknesses, he's got formats so he can, remove support effects. The thing you want to know is, he's got 4,600 life energy in his shoulder. Also, 80 power, 93 armor, 92 shield, and 50 speed, but yeah, the important thing is the HP value, because you need to know how much damage he takes before it dies, because you want that thing gone as soon as possible. But yeah, as long as you can manage to upkeep him, if you can get to this point, I think you've got this fight in the bag. Especially since, yeah, I'm only missing 2 weapon energy. Absolutely action trigger, are you kidding me? Alright, well, Redips, you think you're a god with a Super Force medal. However, you cannot stand up to the power of an artillery, and the real superpower of teamwork. Get his ass, guys! I mean, you have to end the game off on the Super Sentai-esque combo finisher attack. It would just be wrong if we didn't do that.
Impossible! Absolutely impossible! My infinite power! This can't be! How could I lose? Are you happy now, X?
Redips, what made you Maverick?
Maverick? You seem more maverick to me, with all your stubborn nonsense about friendship and your unwillingness to evolve.
You don't know a thing about friendship, Maverick scum.
Stay in our place, be friendly to all, decade after decade, indefinitely. Is this all Reploids will ever be? Someday, you'll see. We'll
change the world.
Don't worry. I'll get rid of this with my own hands. Okay, X?
Yeah, okay.
X! Hurry! We're gonna reach the atmosphere any second now.
X? I'm sorry for all that happened.
It's okay, Ferrum. Just hurry and get rid of it.
I'll take it to a place so far away that nobody will ever find it.
Ferrum! No! We must close the hatch.
This is how it should be. I'll join the commander and Scarface soon. Farewell.
And so that is Mega Man X Command Mission. So yeah, like I've said time and time again, this is one of those games where it's got flaws, it certainly does. I've acknowledged that, but also, I really love this game a lot. It's kind of, nebulous to say this, I would say, but this is incredibly PS2. This is very much PS2 RPG, and of course I do say that as a compliment. Anybody who says it's derogatory, no, it's a compliment. I do love a good PS2-ass RPG, and it really fills that niche so well. Just everything about the way this game is made, the way it looks, the way it sounds, it's great. Really resonated with it a lot. I like the base gameplay. All the characters added in are very good. They each have a pretty good niche. I would not say I disliked playing as any of the characters. Obviously, I had preferences, but everybody's useful in their own way, and they all play just a little bit differently, which is cool. I think this is a game with a fair bit of variety. It does overpower the player a little bit, so if that's not what you're looking for in an RPG, if you prefer kind of the Atlas way of things where they give you a lot of tools but expect you to use them, This isn't that game. This game gives you a lot of tools, and if you break the game's back over your knee, then so be it. That's just how it goes. Like, pretty much my only huge complaint is I would have liked to see the original characters a little more. This game reminds me a little bit of Mario RPG, where you have the OCs for the game, but then it's also just cool to see the familiar characters playable in an RPG, but I feel like this game definitely overshadows its new characters, especially in the story. Like, nobody gets story arcs after their introduction, which really sucks. I would like to see more of these guys, and that's really the one huge reason I would want some kind of remake of this game, but I don't really want the feel of the game to change, though, so I can't even say it's a thing I'm, like, dying to have. But yeah, other than that, my only other big complaint is the soundtrack's good, not great, and I didn't mention it during the actual final battle, but the Redip's battle theme is a little monotonous. It would have been fine for his first form, but I would have liked if they brought something else in for Great Redips, because it's a little repetitive. And yeah, it's just playing for 3 fights in a row, it gets a little dull. And I think in general, the loops in this game are a little too short. The songs are a bit repetitive. I don't hate them, but they are repetitive. Oh, and, you know, this isn't part of my opinion of the game, but that orbital elevator we were in, that one's called Babel. So in case you needed any similarities to Mega Man X8, there you go. There's another religious reference in your giant space elevator name. I feel like that's important to include. But anyway, yeah, I've voiced my thoughts a lot during the series, so I am fine with kind of just being a little rambly here and maybe not having as defined a point, because I've already mentioned all that stuff before.
The Federation government determined the mastermind behind the rebellion was the Maverick Redips.
Sure was.
Determination of the Maverick status of the commander of the rebellion army, Epsilon, was deferred.
And that's the note we end on. Epsilon did nothing wrong. At least he wasn't a Maverick. But we got the central key. And now we're going to be placed back before Chapter 10. So we'll be able to play in the tower next time. Yeah, and we will. Because while the game may be finished, next time on Mega Man X Command Mission, it's time for a super boss. Sizz. Plural.
Rip. Feeble Massimo? Feeble Massimo! You son of a...